Hey everyone, welcome. If you're the kind of focused learner who's always hunting for those hidden, highly effective digital business models, well, you are definitely in the right place today. In this explainer, we are unpacking the surprisingly lucrative and honestly completely hidden world of online website directories. We're going to break down exactly how these digital assets work, why they're absolutely thriving right now, and how you can actually build one yourself. So let's just kick things off with a number that's probably going to blow your mind. $50 million. According to our sources, that is the estimated annual revenue generated by one single website called A Place for Mom. I mean, that is a staggering amount of money, right? And it really begs the question, what kind of cutting-edge, revolutionary technology are they using to print that kind of revenue? Well, here's the secret. There is no flashy tech startup behind this at all. That massive revenue comes from a highly focused, totally unsexy website directory that literally just curates local information for senior living homes. It's a completely boring business model, but, as we're about to see, boring often equals incredibly profitable. Here is our agenda for today's explainer. We'll demystify this entire playbook by covering the boring business goldmine, why AI won't kill directories, picking the perfect niche, building your data moat, and finally, the timeline to profit. Let's dive right in. Section 1. The boring business goldmine. Let's explore exactly why these unglamorous websites are quietly printing money today. Now, we need to clear something up right away. When I say the word directory, I know exactly what you're probably picturing. You're thinking of those massive, dusty Yellow Pages books from decades ago, or maybe some super outdated, spammy-looking website. But modern directories, they are sleek, beautifully designed, and highly functional data engines. They present really specific, curated information in a super clean interface that people actually enjoy using. Ultimately, a successful directory does one of three things. It helps users save time, save money, or make money. Take sites like parting.com in the funeral niche, which is doing over $1 million a year, or GasBuddy, a crowdsourced gas price directory, bringing in 1.1 million organic monthly visitors. They succeed purely because they consistently deliver on this core value trio. GasBuddy literally saves you money at the pump, while parting.com saves you an immense amount of time during a really stressful life event. Section 2. Why AI won't kill directories. I know what you're thinking. If tools like ChatGPT can answer almost anything, why in the world do directories still survive, let alone thrive? The crucial point here is understanding the difference between simple discovery and high-stakes decisions. AI is incredible at broad discovery, explaining concepts or generating ideas, but directories hold real power when it comes to high-stakes decisions. If you're looking for dementia care for a parent, or you need to hire a criminal defense lawyer, you aren't just going to blindly trust the first chatbot response. The consequences are way too high. You want to compare options, look at localized data, and really see the full landscape. Furthermore, local search hasn't fundamentally changed. If you type a specific local query into a search engine, like say haircut Los Angeles, the results remain highly reliant on local packs, maps, and curated locally focused directory pages, rather than just generative AI text. The search engines literally still need structured local data to serve these queries effectively. Section 3. Picking the perfect niche. How do you balance data viability with a topic you actually have an interest in? The golden rule of niche selection. Look for opaque pricing. Transparent pricing makes for a bad niche. Think hotels or electronics, places where massive platforms like Booking.com or Amazon already dominate because the pricing is everywhere. But good niches, that's where pricing is a mystery until you pick up the phone. Think about nursing homes that range from $3,000 to $15,000 a month, or private schools costing anywhere from $5 to $50 grand a year. Even dental implants. By providing pricing clarity and structured data in these totally opaque niches, you become an absolute hero to the user. Now, if you're a beginner wanting to learn the SEO ropes without fighting giant corporate competitors, there are some highly specific, low-competition niches to explore. For instance, an Oregon Hot Springs directory gets 15,000 visits. A skate park directory gets 2,600 visits. And the swimming holes niche generally pulls in 33,000 in monthly search volume. Building in these spaces allows you to practice on-page SEO and earn a little passive display ad revenue in a really fun, manageable way. Section 4. Building your data moat. This is where we discuss how to source, clean, and structure your information so competitors cannot touch you. You absolutely must adopt this core philosophy. Data is the moat. Having unique, hard-to-find data points protects your directory from both human competitors and AI scraping. Basically, if your directory is no different than a standard Google Maps search, you just aren't going to survive. To prove just how powerful having that unique data can be, you have to hear this incredible anecdote from our sources. A directory builder created a terrible, totally ugly porta-potty rental website. It literally still had placeholder lorem ipsum text sitting right on the front page. Yet because it had a contact form and curated data for a high-ticket local service, it landed a massive lead from the New Mexico State Fair for over $20,000 worth of luxury restroom trailers. Just having the data made that happen. So how do we actually get this data efficiently today? Well, we use a modern AI workflow. Step 1 is scraping raw data from map services using a tool like Outscraper. Step 2 is using an AI coding assistant like Claude Code to clean out the junk data, removing closed businesses or completely unrelated stores. And then step 3 is where the real magic happens, using an open source web crawler like Crawl4 AI to look at individual websites and enrich that data. In one example from our sources, this exact workflow took 70,000 messy rows of nationwide porta-potty data and filtered it down to just 725 highly valuable, verified luxury restroom trailer listings. What used to take 1,000 hours now takes a few hours, at a fraction of the cost. That deep enrichment, that is your true differentiator. Pointing out that a restroom trailer has running water, or noting if a vintage thrift store actually allows kids inside, or figuring out whether a local bathroom contractor is ADA accessible. These really specific details are not easily found on a basic map search. This level of curated, deep data enrichment is the exact secret sauce that elevates your directory and makes it totally indispensable. Section 5. The timeline to profit. We definitely need to set some realistic expectations here, because this is a long-term, distribution-first business model. When it comes to making money, you generally have two paths to choose from. On one side, you've got the passive display ad model. This requires very high traffic. We're talking tens of thousands of visitors, but it's much lower effort once it's established. On the other side is the active lead generation model. You might only have a fraction of the traffic, but you're capturing highly targeted intent, like someone needing a $20,000 luxury restroom trailer, and you're selling those leads directly to businesses. It's much more active, but extremely lucrative even on lower traffic volumes. But listen, do not expect overnight success. Building true authority is a solid 12-month journey. The first couple of months, they are purely about indexing and basic rankings. Around months 3 and 4, you'll start to see a little trickle of long-tail traffic. It really isn't until months 7 to 12 that your main keywords start to rise, and hitting that golden 50,000 visitor mark is going to take a year or more. This is absolutely a marathon for sure, not a sprint. Which brings us to our final question for today's explainer. What boring niche will you build your moat in? As we've seen, the unglamorous corners of the internet, from senior care to porta potties to hot springs, hold massive potential for those willing to roll up their sleeves and curate the data. The tools are cheaper and faster than they have ever been, so go out there, find your niche, enrich that data, and start building your asset. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive, and keep learning.